Hello students, myself Professor Snehal Kadbhane. In today's session, I will be explaining how to solve numerical for a 1D bar element when load will be applied at a midpoint. Learning objective for today's session will be to make able to calculate nodal displacement, strain and then stress for bar element. Question is, a bar is subjected to axial load of 1500 Newton at a mid-length as shown in figure. Determine nodal displacement at a load point and comment on strain stress in the bar. Take E1 72.8 gigapascal, area 1000 mm square, capital P that is load 1500 Newton, length L1 equal to L2 500 mm, while E1 is nothing but Young's modulus. Solution. In this question it is asked to determine nodal displacement at a load point. As we can observe in this diagram, this bar, it is not a step bar, one simple bar. It is fixed at first node while load is applied at a mid length, that is at node 2, and our question is determine nodal displacement at a load point. So we have to determine displacement mainly at node 2. For this bar, as we can see, first of all, as load is applied at a mid length, that's why this complete bar is discretized into two elements. As it was mentioned that we have to consider mid length, that's why discretization is also made completely exactly at a mid length, and that's why first section is of 500 mm and second section is also of 500 mm. Due to discretization, we will consider first node at very extreme left end, then second node we will consider exactly at a mid length, while third node will be considered at the end of this bar. So as there are three nodes, nodal displacement will be also 3. D1 will be displacement at node 1, D2 will be nodal displacement. As there are three nodes, we will calculate D1, D2 and D3, 3 nodal displacement. But as we can observe at node 1, fixed support is applied, and due to fixed support displacement will be 0 at node 1, hence D1 is equal to 0. So we have to calculate only D2 and then D3. About strain and then about stress, as there are two elements, we will calculate strain 1 and strain 2. Similarly, about stress, we will be calculating sigma 1 and sigma 2, that is stress in first element and stress in second element. Number of unknown displacement to be calculated is equal to number of node. Means if there are 3 node, there will be 3 displacement to be calculated, while number of unknown strain and stress to be calculated depends upon number of element and not node. As there are 2 elements, we will calculate 2 strain, and as there are 2 element, again we will be calculating 2 stress. So epsilon 1, epsilon 2, that is strain in first element, strain in second element. Sigma 1 is stress in first element, sigma 2 is stress in second element. Displacement are always nodal, while strain and stress are. First step is always a discretization. Here we can see that physical problem will be represented in terms of finite element model. Figure A represents physical problem, while figure B represents its a discretized finite element model, where displacement, strain and stress, and while their node positions are. Step number 2 is element connectivity. Then we determine nodal displacement by using universal equation, that is Kd equal to F, where K is stiffness matrix, D is displacement vector and F is load vector. That is, to determine displacement, first we need to calculate stiffness. With that reference, step number 3 is to calculate elemental stiffness matrix. Generalized formula for stiffness matrix is K is equal to AE upon L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, equation A, where K stands for stiffness matrix, A stands for area, E is Young's modulus, while L represents length of element. Number of stiffness matrix elemental to be calculated depends upon how many elements are there. If there are two elements, we will be calculating two elemental stiffness matrices. Therefore, we will calculate K1 for element 1 and K2 for element 2. So, we have to calculate K elemental stiffness matrices. Step number 3A, to calculate K1, that is elemental stiffness matrix for first element. General formulation is K is equal to AE upon L 1 minus 1 1. Now as we are calculating K1 for element 1, here formula will get changed to K1 is equal to A1 E1 upon L1. 1 and 2 represents that first element lies between node number 1 and 2. From data, value of area, Young's modulus and length are put in the formula. After putting values of area, Young's modulus and length, we get K1 is equal to 10 raised to 5 into 1.4 minus 1.4 minus 1.4 and 1.4, equation number 3. Similarly, we will calculate K2, that is elemental stiffness matrix for second element K2. K2 is equals to A2 E2 upon L2, where 2 represents that this formula is applied to second element, while 2 and 3 represents that second element lies between node number 2 and node number 3. From data, values are put in the formula and we get K2 is equal to 10 raised to 5 into, again same, 1.45 minus 1.45 minus 1.45 and 1.45, equation number 6. Number 4 is formulation of global stiffness matrix. In this problem, as there are 3 nodes, so each with 1 degree of freedom, hence 3 by 3 matrix will be formed. Global stiffness matrix K is equal to K1 plus K2, equation number 7. Already we have calculated K1, equation number 3, and K2, equation number 6. We will make addition of equation number 3 and 6 and we get equation number 8, K, that is global stiffness matrix. Equation number 9 represents a complete formulated global stiffness matrix, where addition of element will occur at location 2 2, as we can observe that from K1 at 2 2 there is 1.45, while from K2 at 2 2 again there is 1.45. So 1.45 plus 1.45, we will make addition of these two and we get 2.9 at 2 2 location in global stiffness matrix. Rest all elements are carried in a way that at 1 1 there is 1.45, at 2 1 there is minus 1.45, at 3 1 there is no element, so we will put 0. Similarly, at 1 3 there is no element, so we will put 0. In this way we get equation number 9, that is global. Next step is we write equations relating stiffness, displacement and force in global term, that is Kd equal to F. Equation number 11 represents global stiffness matrix. Equation number 12 represents boundary condition. From diagram it is clear that at node 1 fixed support is applied, therefore D1 is 0, and load is applied at node 2 of magnitude 1500. We will put all values and also we will apply elimination approach. Step number 6. Rule to apply elimination approach is we eliminate that row and column at which respective node displacement is 0. Here for this numerical we can observe from the diagram at node 1 fixed support is applied and therefore displacement is 0, and as this is at node 1 therefore we will be eliminating row 1 and we will be eliminating column 1. So eliminating column 1 and row 1, we get that 3 by 3 matrix gets converted to 2 by 2. So equation 13 represents that 3 by 3 matrix, while equation 14 represents 2 by 2 global stiffness matrix along with displacement vector and load vector after elimination approach. 2 by 2 matrix, as we observe from diagram also, D1 is 0, only we need to calculate D2 and D3. D1 is equal to 0. Equation 14 represents 2 by 2 equation, can be simultaneously solved. Step number 7, and simultaneously solving equation number 14, we get values of D2 and D3. D2 is 0.0103 while D3 is equal to 0.0103 mm. Answers. Nodal displacement are hence D1 is 0, D2 is 0.013 while D3 also 0. Next, to determine strain, formula is strain is equal to 1 upon Le minus 1 D1 D2, where epsilon represents strain, L1 is length of element or Le, D1 and D2 are nodal. Strain in element is equal to epsilon 1, strain 1 is 1 upon L1 minus 1 D1 and D2, because element 1 lies between node number 1 and 2, therefore D1 and D2. For first element, L1 is 500 and D1 is 0 while D2 is 0.013. We will put all values, and after calculation we get strain in element 1 is 2.06 into 10 raised to 5. To determine from Hooke's law, stress in element is given by stress is equal to Young's modulus into strain. Stress in element 1 will be calculated as sigma 1 is equal to Young's modulus into strain in element 1. Just now we have calculated value of strain in element 1, 2.06 into 10 raised to minus 5. From data, Young's modulus is 72.8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per mm square. After putting all the values, we get stress in element 1 1.5 megapascal. Equation number 30. We make so strain in element 2 is given as epsilon 2 is equal to 1 upon L2 minus 1 D2 D3. As we know that second element lies between node number 2 and 3, therefore we have considered displacement at node 2 and node 3, D2 and D3. D2 is 0.013, D3 also 0.013, L2 is 500. After putting all the values, we get strain in element 2 is equals to 0. Strain, we calculate stress in second element by using formula. Stress is equal to Young's modulus into strain. Young's modulus is 72.8 into 10 raised to 3 while strain 2.06. Strain is 0. After putting value of strain and after putting value of Young's modulus, we get sigma is equal to 0 megapascal. Thank you. From result, it is seen that element 1 is strain due to application of point load of 1500 Newton, whereas element 2 is free from strain due to free bond. Thank you.